Hello everybody and welcome to episode 5 of Factorio. I did a little bit of thinking and I believe the next step I need to take after creating another mining track over here is to start making steel production. I think that oops, let's not completely bung this up. I think I dropped some there. Okay, so I need to start worrying about steel production. 3, 4, 5. Oops, that's in the way. And steel production is useful for the high-end, high-level stuff. So I need to basically create a facility or an area to take steel or take iron and create steel. So that is going to be next on my list. And this is simple enough to make for producing more ore. There we go. And that should basically start backing up eventually. So I want to watch this for a minute, but I think we should be good here. Yeah, I mean, you can see already that this was very spotty before, but now it's actually very saturated. I could probably get away with making one more on each side of here. So I'm going to do that. Oops, too far. And then 4. No power. Just go like this. There we go. There. That should be enough for now anyway. And another thing I want to explore in this, you can see my pollution's kind of getting out of control, but it doesn't matter. One thing I want to explore in this is getting a train station set up so I could mine this and then bring it over here and mine this and start importing materials from outside of the normal area. There is still a little gap there, but I think we should be good for now. Let's let this run for a little bit and then come back to it. And actually, no, now that I think about it, I should work on getting the fast transport units or the fast transport belts. That will greatly increase the amount of ore that I can push through here, at least in the initial stages. So I'm gonna try to make my life a little easier in the long run here. And eventually what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to create a, I think, no, I don't have advanced science yet, but something I think requires the speedier transport belts as a component for construction. So at some point I'm going to need to create the fast transport belts. But for the time being, I have a feeling that if I speed this up, it will it'll make sure that everything actually gets what it needs, because it'll be conveying the materials faster, and that'll make everybody happy. I don't know if I made enough here, but it should at least be a start. And really, let's start here. Nope, I ran out. Where does it? There we go. In the very least, this allows it to kind of bunch up a little bit more, and I think that'll help. But yeah, what's happening is these are splitting it, these are splitting it. The production chain is getting split so many times that it just really can't keep up. So I'm going to have to rethink that at some point. And the other thing I realize is that once this is full, it will be a lot more efficient. Because right now you can see that these right lines are both backed up because the left one is the only one really getting pushed through. So my input is halved, which sucks. I just don't know. Like I said, I need to research this and I need to figure out what exactly I'm doing wrong here. Just because I know I'm doing something wrong. I thought that there was a way to evenly distribute these lines. And, well, let's try this. This might look really dumb, but it might work. No, that doesn't evenly distribute it though. That's the problem. It just pushes all of that one production onto one side. So again, that's not what I want. Sometimes it's like a fancy solution, and like you don't want a fancy solution, you just want a solution. So it's just not ideal. I just need to look it up. That's really the bottom line there. I just need to look it up. I think, yeah, that's one of the reasons why things are running slow too. My power consumption has peaked, so I'm not getting enough coal. So this is kind of like, yeah, so I've been kind of surviving off of just a few miners down here, and that's not enough anymore. Because this the water temperature is lowered down to like 15 Celsius, so you can't boil anything at 15 Celsius. So I just have to make a couple more production facilities down here to make coal, and hopefully that will get things moving again. And that's like one of the problems that I've had with this game a couple times, is that all of a sudden, like, I'm not able to I'm just gonna help this thing along a little bit, grab a little bit of coal myself, and then put it in the burners, and hopefully that'll get things moving again. It's kind of one of those things where all of a sudden everything just slows way down, and you don't necessarily know why, and you have to kind of debug. And like, this game is very much like programming in many ways. So I'm just going to manually put stuff in here, and that should give people the juice again to get things moving. Because if there's no power, the inserters move too slow to be able to pick up coal. Oh wow, it burned through that really fast. But hopefully it was enough to like kickstart the whole process. Maybe not. I should have a backup of coal somewhere, but really what I can do is I can just take this and go like, just shoop. There, now I have a lot of coal. And I thought there was a way to just like insert something into the system. Yeah, but I didn't want... I wanted to put one in, not 30. I'm just trying to get the system back online, really. And once we start getting more down in here, it'll definitely pick itself up. Yeah, we can see that there's more coming in now. And really the problem is that I created this extra line of consumption, and I didn't bring anything else into the system to basically compensate for all the extra stuff we were consuming. So now you can see that things are coming back on track a little bit. Like, our production is still a little bit lower than it needs to, but once more and more of these burners come back online, things will go back to where they were. So, minor emergency there, but we managed to solve it. Good job, us. And the other thing is these, whoops, yeah, I think engines is probably the best way to go now, because steel furnaces, steel furnaces are okay, so I'm going to do steel furnaces actually, so I can just do a purely energy-based smelting system. And I think those actually work at twice the speed as well, which will be nice. So what I was saying before is just that, yeah, now that these are coming back online, the energy production is getting back to more ideal, and there we go. Almost. It's like, yep, okay, we're good now. Yeah, so it was kind of one of those things where I just wasn't paying attention, and that kind of screwed me over a little bit. And what I can do is I can actually clear out more of this space and create like one or two more of these power stations right in the same area. And like, if I had aggressive enemies on, I would have walls and like turrets around this to protect against the pollution, but in this case, that's not really necessary. The other nice thing about having the steel furnaces, the material processing, is that I won't have to worry about running a line of coal up for when I am starting to make the steel processing. That's definitely going to be a thing pretty soon. Okay, so you can see that now everything is back to normal operating efficiency, it seems, which is great. I am going to upgrade some of these lines, I think. So we have a fast splitter, fast transport belts. Now these fast transport belts are something that I don't use super often until later in the game, just because they're expensive, and I can't use a ton of them yet. In the future, I will definitely be using more, but for the time being, I can't use a ton of them yet. So I'm just going to go like that. I'm going to make one splitter. Or is it two splitters? Just one splitter. Because really, all I want to do... I deleted the splitter. That's not what I wanted. 4. So that'll basically... I just want it to get to here. I want to have the splitter be red. And then these going slow... That's fine. Like, you can see that there's already stuff getting backed up again, so I'm not particularly worried about that. It's just this section right here needs the speed. Oh, there's one splitter right here. There we go. Now we're all set there. And then we have this. Boop. There we go. It's so much faster. It's pretty incredible. And that will definitely back both of these systems up. And when those systems are backed up, that means we're at full capacity. And we are ready to look at different systems to improve. And again, like I've said several times, I am definitely not the perfect Factorio player. But I do enjoy the game, and I have a lot of fun playing it. Yep, so we're getting backed up here, we're getting backed up here, and eventually we're going to get backed up here. Like, we are definitely moving towards peak capacity for iron plates, and once we are at capacity, things are going to back up throughout the entire thing. And that will allow us to... yeah, and also, once all this green is full here, that will definitely help as well, although it's going to have to fill all the way up as well, so that's going to take time, but you know, it's fine. I wonder if, I mean, there's probably a way to set up like a system of logic to where like there's a box down here, and if there's 10 or less in here, then start making more up here, and that whole logic system is super cool, but not something that I've actually learned yet. So either way, the next thing I need to do is I need to start making steel production, and steel is basically 5 iron plates shoved together. So it's not exactly purely reflective of reality in that case. The other thing I need to start doing is I need to start making I have this lonesome burner over here, or driller over here. I should make it electric. Actually, I'm gonna make 2 because I need to make this, and I need to make another one that will focus on making yeah, that's fine. Focus on making... oh, I lost my words. Focus on making stone bricks, which takes a little bit more work. Landfill. Actually, landfills are very useful. So I need to bring power up to these guys. So this is full. That's fine. And then what do you need to make bricks? Is it just I thought I removed this song from the playlist. Honestly, I think to make bricks, let me remove this. To make bricks, you just need a furnace. Let's find out. I honestly can't remember. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to manually make a couple steel plates. Oh, that's going to take flipping forever, though. So I'm going to actually set up a very small facility over here to make steel plates very quickly. It's not going to be ideal, but basically all I want is a bunch of steel plates that I can use. So, and I don't need a ton. I just need enough to get going because steel furnaces also require steel plates. So it's going to be a little bit of a process here. So I have 6, so I need 12. Okay, energy distribution, that's a nice one. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then power. Yeah, energy distribution will be nice. And while those are building, I can put this here. Yeah, so this is a bit of an aside, but I think it's still necessary to getting this going. There. Oh, and I need a bunch of coal. Where can I get a bunch of coal without flooding my inventory with junk? Really what I should be doing is I should be having the same overflow system for coal as well, because that way I won't run into any deficiency problems, and if I need a bunch, oops, that's not what I wanted. I have a bunch of iron ore too. Whoops. Whoops, 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 whoops. There we go. So now I have almost 5 stacks of coal. Oh, right, I can just go like this. Is it control click? Yeah. There we go. And then just make a box and an inserter. So, there. That'll give me steel production. And I needed 8, so I need 1 more. And unfortunately, these produce very, very slow. There we go. So what I'm going to do is now I need stone bricks. Right. Which is why I started this whole thing. It's like it's a snake eating itself. I gotta create a bunch of things before I make a bunch of other things. So I'm going to take those. I'm going to make a stone furnace over here, and stone furnace over here. Go like this, and have an inserter here. There. So now I need 10 bricks. It's a little bit of waiting, but that's okay. I'd like to think that, and this is what happens with me. It's like when I'm playing a game like this that requires a little bit of waiting. Sometimes I play games with it. Like when I started watching the Northern Line series, I started playing Factorio along with them, and then complaining when they were doing dumb things. And I'm sure you're probably doing the same thing for me, complaining when I do dumb things, because I probably do a lot of dumb things. Okay, so we're good here. And then we have our... No, that still uses furnace. Why was it talking about kilowatt hours then? Energy consumption. Maybe that's the efficiency at which... Ah, well, fuck. In that case, I don't care as much about those. Whatever. I still need the bricks, so I'm not super bummed out. I just that was a misplay on my part. Like, I didn't need to do that whole thing. But at least now we have a very efficient stone generator. And I'm gonna top that out in regards to coal. Oops, I did not want those. I just want the coal. There we go. There we go. Here, I have some ore for you. That way. And this is temporary. This is very temporary. I'm gonna be moving that into a place that is a little bit more out of the way, because right now there's no way to get coal over here, so there's no way to actually burn stuff. So this episode was a little bit of exploration in figuring out what the hell to do. But in the long run, it will be okay. So in the next episode, I'm planning on running a line of iron, maybe through here, because I have this open area here. Yeah, running a line of iron over here and creating an actual steel production facility. And then that will, oops, that requires blue railways. And then at some point we'll learn how to do railways. And then we'll run that back through this, and we'll actually have a line of steel with all the other stuff. And that will be very, very monumental. So until next time, I hope you have a good day, and thank you so much for watching. I'm enjoying this series so far, and the next episode might be the last one of this play session, but we will see. So if you're enjoying this series, please click that like button and let me know what you think in the comments, because I'm not entirely sure if I want to continue this to the end of the game, because that's going to take a while. Anyway, thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.